Welcome back to another fantasy video with me, JD. You're joining me for the round 4 review, and it definitely was a rough one. We took a step back this week, unfortunately. A little bit of that was due to my own mistakes. A little bit of that was due to stuff out of my control. I think we're still in the top like 5, 6, 7 teams for team value overall, which is good, but we actually need to start converting this into points, or it doesn't really matter too much. So I scored just under 2k for the week, dropped me back from inside the 500 to 1300. And the big reason for this, which we'll talk through, is the Jared Witts, who did not play. Instead, I fielded a Samson Ryan 32, which was like 90 points down on those that had Grundy, and 120 or 15 or something down on those that had English. And with the way that my trades were done, this meant I was locked out of Witt. So I unfortunately went Doherty over Stewart last week, which was a big deal because, I mean, what was this? Like his 4 points. They're both bad trade targets at the end, but I would have at least had the 200k. And more importantly, when the Wits news came, because Doherty was already played, it was locked in, I couldn't do anything with Wits at that point. So I just had to take whatever rookie score I had, which was nothing. It was really bad. So I lost over 100 points on that. If without that, I think I'm still here, or I slightly move up a little bit. Just shocking. The two big misses in the team at the moment feels like it's Oliver and English. But we'll just quickly talk through a few things here. What I think I fielded JVR over Holland, so lost 6 points there as well. That might have been the setup, something like that. So, look, I think the idea was right. I wanted to get Wilmot and Cowan off the field, and so that definitely helped versus some other teams. But yeah, Doherty was no good on the trade-in. Sicily had a massive down game after quarter time, basically useless once the wet came. Dawson had his first really good game for the year, which was nice to see as an inside mid. I don't know. I'm a little bit worried about him getting attention from here on out, to be perfectly honest. But look, we'll take the good scores while they're there. And then Dacos continues to be awesome. I mean, it feels like he's an every week vice captain option at the moment. Who's he got this week? Saints. Yeah, sure. And then Day will continue to be very good, but he's going to get suspended for a week, which means I'm going to be back to fielding one of Wilmot or Cowan unless I find a way to get Jinby into the back line, although he might get rested this week too, which would be a bit of a disaster for teams. And then Hunt continues to be very good for us, which is amazing. He had another huge price rise. What's 60k, up 140k for the year, less than 6% owned. So yeah, massive, going a long way to keeping us in things at the moment. They got the Cats this week. Not sure how to score on that one, but we'll keep riding that while he's making money, which is like, it's just good because there's a lot of rookies that aren't making a ton of cash at the moment. In the midfield, we've got a couple of actual forwards here, which I need to figure out ways to get them out of that forward line, but underperforming, to say the least, especially you, Dunkley. So Green and Kelly continue to be good. This Kelly score could have been a lot bigger, but really faded after half time, which was unfortunate once Essen got on top of that game. Kelly did have my captaincy. 106 is like not terrible by any means, but lost 30, 40 points compared to someone like Dawson, or even like 20 points to someone like Dacos. I issued Taranta would have been fairly popular as well. But yeah, these fine. They keep going well. I think like Kelly's probably still a good buy, and should go up in price from here. Got the Hawks this week, which is a really nice matchup. Yeah, Dunkley. This is honestly, if he didn't have North GWS next to, I would consider trading, which sounds bad. Goulden continues to be good. That was a rough game and was good. Setterfield 99, which is awesome. Ashcroft, fine. Ginby, I'm guessing his break even is going to be a little bit higher this week. Probably at the point where if he gets dropped, I might trade him out. I shouldn't say dropped. If he gets rested, I might trade him out. C-Mac, his role is awful. As soon as he looks like he's roughly at the top, which it might be now, to be honest. I don't know. I have to look at the break evens, but he can get out of my side. The Witzing we've already talked about. Marshall was good for 3/4. Unfortunately, he didn't play a fourth. And the forward line, Rosie got tagged. He played well, but yeah, tagged no good. Won't get tagged every week because he's got upcoming. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to get tagged against the Dogs. Eagles might have Gimby stand in, but he won't get tagged. Saints haven't really been tagging, but they've got Win tag. Essen haven't been tagging either. So his run should be okay from here. Zeeble, yeah, I mean, still looking like a keeper. He's averaging 99 at this point. So really happy with him. Is he still low owned? 13.6%. Yeah, so this is really nice. I mean, between him and Hunt, those are helping in terms of pods. Sheasel continues to be great. If you don't own him, it's pretty much season over. He's made 400k by himself at this point and looks like a keeper. He'd still be someone that you should bring in this week, even if you don't have him. That's how nuts this is at the moment. He's got upcoming lines. I mean, that should be a tough matchup. He shouldn't. Maybe that's the first chink in his armor. Chandler looked like he was going to drop his first poor game, but kind of junked up a little bit towards the end of this one to keep on to good score. JVR I bought in like many others did, and I fielded him, which 6 points loss over Hollands. I'm a bit worried for JVR's job security now, which I didn't really mention in my Supercoach video, but I should have. So what they're running. McDonald, JVR, and Petty, and then Ben Brown was the one that was out, and then obviously you've got Gawn coming back in as well. So I mean, I think they could move Petty back and then bring Brown in, but then once Gawn comes back as well, then you've got one of JVR, McDonald, or Ben Brown that'll be dropped for whoever the inform ruck is. JVR's kicked 5 goals over 2 weeks, which is good, but he was playing the second ruck role, which they won't need if they've got another ruck, and both of those goals felt like they came relatively late. Like I don't think he was that good early when the game was kind of still on the line. So somewhat worried about his job security. The good thing is we've got Pedler back this week, who he's got a tough matchup in the Blues, but like a much better on-field option. Okay, so what do I do with this team? I traded Warple last week, which some people might look to move him on like this week. He made a little bit more money, but with no day, like he might continue to score well, especially against GWS. I haven't been particularly good. But yeah, like I'm a little bit unsure as to what I do here because I can like move Dunkley or Gooden or someone back in here. I don't know. No, let's keep all the Sydney guys together. Yeah, so like this is a tricky spot to be in because I don't think any of my mid prices really are in a great spot to trade out. Like Setterfield, I guess I could trade earlier than others if I really wanted to, especially given that the fixture isn't great with D's, Collingwood, Cats next 3. But he's been a really solid on-field scorer and probably does still have a little bit of money. If Will Day misses, I guess I could trade him, but like Day's looking like a keeper at this point more than a trade-out target. So yeah, I don't think I want to get rid of Day. I think that one might come back to haunt me if I do something like that. So what am I doing with this? Moving around the prices, aren't I? I wish there was a button that just like did this automatically. I mean, it's kind of therapeutic to do it yourself, but it would be nice if something did it automatically. I'm assuming Wits is back this week. If Wits isn't back, he's automatically the trade at the moment. No, Oliver is bad. No, English is bad. They're probably the 2 biggest misses at the moment. Miller's cheap. Laird's going to get cheaper. I mean, you're going to get Laird at sub 900, which is pretty nice. Maybe before the Hawks game, maybe next week, depending on how he goes against Carlton. And then in terms of rookies, there's not really a ton here. So we might get some debutants. Fahey obviously had another big game in the 2, so he's one that could potentially be looked at. You have Gould and Francis. I mean, Francis isn't that cheap, but both of those could come in for the McCartan brothers, who will at least miss one, and I wouldn't be surprised if Paddy misses longer. I heard Wagner, who we were looking at in preseason, got flown over on the weekend. Not bottom price, which is unfortunate, but that's one that got talked about. Like he got flown over to Adelaide during the week, so he's one that potentially gets a debut, or at least like he's in an emergency. Otherwise, I think Williams is the one that played for Port and played okay. So he's a forward, but he actually plays like half back for them. I think the problem is that you had a couple of outs that might come back relatively soon, and that's a bit of a worry, but it's probably the best 200k option we've got at the moment. So what am I doing for trades this week? So I think there's 2 options. I either try and get Setterfield up to someone like Oliver, or I could go for a more value-based option like Miller. So I'd need 110k still. If I do Williams, let's just say it's Williams. I need 328k to make these trades work. Who have I got? 328 that'd be willing to trade out. Wilmot. I could trade out Wilmot. Could then put like Ginby into the back. I mean, I just the problem with this is Wilmot's got Adelaide, GWS the next two, so I probably don't want to trade him out. And his job security is good, which is more like I can say for someone like Cowan who might go soon. So maybe I don't want to do that. It could be Ginby himself. It could be C-Mac. I have to check the break evens. It could be either of those two. It's not Pedlar. I mean, Davey, he might have killed his cash gen, so it actually could be Davey. So something like this. The problem is I still need to move another midfield, like a forward in here, I think, to actually make these trades go through. Let's have a look at team. What does this do? Oh, this is weird rookies now, right? I have to play Pedlar because I've got too many of these forward mids in my actual midfield. Okay. The other option would be to get like Wits to English. Oh, do you know what? There's one other cheeky option. If Ryan is going to play, Samson Ryan's going to play Ruck for the Tigers, I could always put like Jared Witts down. But I'm not going to do that. There's no way to do that, right? All right. So yeah, this and let's say once again it's Williams that we bring in lieu of a debutant this week that we like more. So it's still 322k. So I think once again it's someone like, I don't know, Davey. It might not be him, but just for argument's sake. And then finally gets me English, which kind of narrows that gap with everyone else. Pedlar still has to be played here because I don't have the DPP to get Errol or Dunkley back in the forward line, which should only be a problem for one more week because next week I can move Zeeble and Sheasel back. I've still got Chester to loop Hollands with, I guess, McKenzie or Gimby this week. Day misses, I can loop Cowan and Wilmot, which is probably fine for one more week. Alright, so I guess the thing is I need to check break evens. What does C-Mac and Gimby's look like? What did he 56? But it looks like that's probably what I do this week, and then that means next week I then use Setterfield to go up, probably. Maybe probably not Oliver, it might be Miller. He's got Freo though already. Like, you want that now. Oh, yeah, before North. The other one though was like Laird. I kind of want to target Laird next week before Hawks. Although he fixtures harder after that again, and he may drop money if he doesn't score against the Blues. But that's kind of weighing up this week where the team's at. So yeah, like still good cash gen, but missing over basically 100 points with the Wits laid out this week really hurt the team. Doherty in was bad. So yeah, if I'd put Stewart in instead, I would have reversed, got Wits to Grundy, which would have made me a lot of money. Still had Warple to trade out this week and not had this Doherty problem, but it is what it is, as they say, and we'll just have to recover the best we can from here. Otherwise, yeah, let me know how you did with your week, what trades you're weighing up, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.